She said.
Wait, you probably didn't hear anything I just said then, did you? Well, that sucks. I'm Nathan, I'm the developer of Metalheads. I can't believe that I just said all of that and you guys couldn't hear me. Dang it. Alright, so yeah, I'm Nathan, I'm the developer of Metalheads. I'll be showing it off solo today. Normally I have a group of people who will join me and help out with the stream and stuff like that, but at the moment it's just me. But that's okay. Later on I'll be streaming at 6:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, which is plus 10 GMT if you guys want to put that into Google and kind of work out when that is in your time, and go from there, I think. I'm just going to try and show off some solo stuff and, you know, talk to you guys. And if you got any questions and queries, fire away. I'm happy to just chill today and kind of cruise by. It's not like a major stream right now. The one later on will be the bigger stream where we've got like hopefully 8 people with me. You know, crazy minigame madness type of thing. So we'll see what happens. Just bear with me. I'm just getting things set up at the moment. It's a little bit finicky trying to get all this stuff working, but I'm getting there. I don't need all of this. And I'm glad that, you know, my stream is actually showing up on Steam now, because yesterday it didn't show up at all, which really sucked. Really put a big dampener on the day. But the good thing is I posted on Reddit a little funny video about the keyboard support. I did like this promo thing. And that's that was kind of fun for people. It's got like almost 1,000 upvotes now, which thank you Reddit for doing that. You made my day extra special, which is, you know, it's truly wonderful, because doing all of this as a solo developer, it's damn tough. You know, you have to work long hours and make sure everything's in order, and there's just so much stuff to worry about. You basically have to be an octopus. So I'm going to jump into the game here in a second. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask away. The reason I'm looking away from the camera is because I've got 3 monitors, just making sure that everything is all good. So bear with me. Oh, that's bright. I'll start up the game now. Helps if I actually update the game. That'd be a really good start. Yeah, so if anyone doesn't know what Metalheads is, it is a local or online multiplayer party game for up to 8 people. You can do couch versus couch, so you can have like 4 people here on one computer and 4 people on the other computer, and they can kind of fight over the internet against one another, or with one another. You know, it's not really much of a team thing, but maybe I will make it team game stuff. I don't know what I'm saying, but I will have team mini games eventually. Right now it's mostly just every man for himself, survival, see who lasts the longest, that kind of stuff. So I'll just focus on that until I can kind of work in the team games and make it a little bit more fun. Speaking of team games, I do have one that is almost functional. I'm working on that this week, hopefully to do a stream on the final 2 days of the game festival. It is a boss battle. So I've been showing off the board game mode prototype. It's definitely not finished, it's boring, but I did want to show you guys that this time, because I didn't get to show you that last time, which really sucked. So yeah, I'm going to show that off today. Even playing on my own, I'll show that off to you guys. It's not going to be that exciting because it's just me. So it's kind of, you know, it's a party game and I'm playing it on my own. Yay! I'll just connect my controller up here. Now, if you are using a keyboard, I will warn you, and if you didn't see the warning in the game already, it's experimental. It's very slapped in there, you know, it works. But if you play online, generally it kind of breaks. So yeah, just if you do run into any issues, if you are using a keyboard and you are playing online with friends, and you know you can only move up and right, that's a known issue. So I'm going to try and fix that probably after the Steam Game Festival, because there's other priorities I need to sort of focus on at the moment. But I do definitely want to get the keyboard support like working properly for you guys who don't have controllers, or if your controller doesn't work. Which brings me to my next point. Metalheads is using a plugin, a raw input plugin. It's a type of, you know, input. There's direct input, X input, all that kind of stuff. They all handle, you know, controllers and keyboards and all that kind of stuff. The plugin I'm using, being that it is raw input, unfortunately, Steam decided about 6 months ago, maybe a little bit longer, that they would block some code from raw input, which really sucks because it meant that people were then messaging me going, hey, I can't use your controller, I can't play the game. And, I woke up one morning, I checked it out, and I was like, geez, my controllers don't work either. And, I've got PS4 controller, I've got the Xbox controllers, I've got Nintendo Switch Pro controllers, nothing worked. And I was like, what the heck's going on? So I spent several days trying to fix that, only to find that you have to, turn off Steam's input that they're trying to force on all the end users. Now, I understand why Steam are doing this. It is their system, right? And Steam input is actually very helpful for a lot of people who want to remap their controllers and stuff if the game doesn't allow for it. So I'm not going to hold that against them. Like that, it's their house. I'm not going to tell them how to tidy it. But it's kind of annoying when I put my game on there and it works for 2 months, and then all of a sudden it just breaks, and I get told that, oh yeah, we'll fix it. Well, that was 6 months ago, and they still haven't fixed it yet. So they are working with the developer of the input plugin that Metalheads is using, and hopefully they will come to a solution soon so that I don't have that kind of messy, continue screen that I've got at the moment, which I'll show you any second here, so you don't have to see my ugly mug. So bear with me, guys. Let's do that now. Hopefully the stream is not choppy or anything. I'm just going to check it out on my other computer. It's looking pretty smooth. Excellent. I'll switch over to the game here any second. Let me just fire it up. Maybe I should play with the keyboard just so you guys can see that it does actually work, and I'm not just saying it works. I won't. All right, let's switch over to the game. So here we are. I'll just make sure the audio is working. Yes, it is. All right, so you can use your mouse. I would say at the moment, definitely use your mouse more than anything else, because it's just for the menus and stuff, because using the controller can be a little bit tricky, especially if you got your sensitivity really high. I'll just show you that right now, actually. I'll turn the music down. So if I go to controls, see, I got this at 20%. If I up this and I try to use it on the controller, it's super hard to do. I want to eliminate that because it's just horrible. So I'll crank that back down so I can actually use the the cursor. We'll jump in. As you can see, there was an editor button there as well. The editor button is actually something I started working on a while ago, where you can actually create your own custom mini games and custom board game maps. So that's something in the future that I really want to do. I think that all party games should do it. I've seen that only recently Pummel Party has started doing it, which is awesome. So yeah, I'm glad to see that there are other developers who are trying to do something like that, because it just means that there's more creative freedom for the end user, which is you guys, and there's more content to play for years to come, hopefully. So that's really, really cool. Yeah, I just got to turn off some lights so I'm not blinded. That's better. Stream light, that light, that light. There we go. Cool. And let's get into it. So at the moment, character selection stuff is pretty basic. You can choose your head. That's it. Eventually, obviously, I'm going to do character customization, so you can, put little bits and pieces onto your character. So that'll be really, really cool. I'm just going to try something here, just quickly. Just bear with me. Going to try and run the webcam, the camera with the game and see how choppy it is. Oops, I got no lights again because I turned them off. There we go. See if it's any choppier than normal. Unfortunately, normally it is. Hey, Manny. How you doing? Manny was actually... Oh, hey, Shepard. How you doing? Where did you see the game, Shepard? I'm curious, because I like to figure out where people are actually seeing my posts and stuff like that, so I know where to sort of concentrate my social media efforts. It's a big part of game development, and it's a damn difficult part as well. Oh, by Manny. Excellent. Excellent. Well, Manny, yeah, he played with us yesterday, and he was great fun. It was good to get like you guys from the community into the game and play with me. So I was super excited to do that because we have like the usual testers who play with us all the time, and that's awesome. But it's good to get some fresh meat and put you guys through the grinder. I'm just gonna wait till my camera actually pops up on the stream so I can see what it looks like. Is it choppy? Is it choppy for you guys? Like, if I'm moving my hands around, is that like stuttering all over the place? Because I can't tell. Let me know. Yeah, it's a little choppy. All right, I'll turn it off because there's a bit of an issue with having the camera and the game on the same screen at the same time on OBS Streamlabs. So I'll try and fix that. I think it's just a resolution issue. Like, it's still trying to run at full HD on the camera, even though it's shrunken right down. And the game's obviously running at full HD. Actually, it's running at 2K. All right, so I'm going to turn these lamps off again so I'm not blinded. Let's jump into it. I'm going to choose a cat head. Why not? Now, there's... I'll just turn the music down so you can hear me. So there's mini games, obviously, a whole bunch of them. There's going to be 30 mini games at launch. However, because I'm kind of forced to do this, I may be doing Steam Access within next month. Probably just after Cyberpunk's release. Now, I'm not aiming for that to be this huge launch or anything like that, so I'm not going to do a massive push or anything, but because you know, you're not going to have all the content that the full game will have, but it's for people who just want to support the game and sort of financially back it and stuff like that. I originally didn't like the idea because I kind of feel like I would be I'd have to give more than, well, I'd owe more than I can actually give. That's probably not the right way of saying it. It's like, I just feel like it'd be a lot more pressure on me, and considering I'm already at like stress level 9,000, it's kind of a bit of a stretch. But I think it'd be a good idea to do it. That way, everyone who gets behind the game gets access to all these early versions that are only accessible to the Discord users at the moment, who help stream. And that way, you guys get to play the board game, the boss battle as well, that kind of stuff. So. That'll be really cool to show off. So yeah, continuous mode, it'll basically go through all the mini games, and it'll just keep looping and looping and looping. That's really good if if you were showing it off at a convention or something like that, or if you got mates over and you just want to have a game just running constantly. That's a good thing. Locally, drop in, drop out support is very, very good. Online, it can be a little bit tricky. Sometimes it kind of messes up numbers and stuff like that if somebody's controller kind of disconnects and reconnects and then disconnects and reconnects rapidly. So yeah, there's a few issues. Obviously, it's an alpha demo, so there's lots of bugs in here, but compared to where this was a few months ago, like, this is significantly better. We used to have to keep Alt F4ing all the time, which is really quite annoying. But yeah, quick game that you see here, basically you'll play like 5 mini games and then you play the boss battle. Whoever is the winner of the quick games, or whoever has the highest score, they will become the boss, and everyone else can kind of gang up on them. So I think that's pretty important to make the winner feel a bit more special than just having victory on the screen, which is kind of boring. I'm just going to move the microphone a little bit closer. There we go. And then obviously the board game mode, still work in progress. I've actually got 2 board game maps that I've got at the moment. This one was like the very first like early testing kind of map. But recently I've got the testers to actually, like the testers from Discord to actually play it. So that's really cool. They were quite surprised at it. And it goes to show, like, I'm going to be doing other themes. Like, I want to do, the whole tropical theme. I want to do tropical metal as well. So I'm pretty excited about doing stuff like that. Andy Gillian, the composer behind Metalheads, he's been working super hard on the music, and he's an absolute legend. I basically give him a couple of samples from different songs that I like, and I'm like, I want it to sort of sound like this, mix with this, mix with this, mix with this. He throws it all into a blender, and basically, I throw it into the blender, and the blender is called Andy 9000. So yeah, and he just produces this awesome music for me. So it's fantastic to have that sort of talent behind me. He's the composer and lead guitarist behind a band called Mors Principium Est, but he's also written his own instrumental album, which I absolutely love, and it's what you would have heard prior to the stream going. It's called Never After. It's like a fantasy metal sort of album. It's all instrumental, bar one song, and it's freaking amazing. So go check that out, guys, and show Andy some support. It's hard as a musician in the industry, so I want to support him as much as possible. Yeah, and as far as that support goes, like when Metalhead sort of goes into early access and that kind of stuff, we're gonna have the soundtrack available for you guys, so that you guys can buy that. You can support Andy. All of the money that goes, all the revenue made from those purchases go towards Andy. Obviously, Steam takes a 30% cut, and then there's tax and all that other crap. But I won't take a cent of that because he's basically brought this game from being kind of subpar to being like freaking metal as hell. Like, it's awesome, and he deserves a reward for that. Anyway, let's get back into it. We're gonna play. Look, I'll show you the board game. So let's jump into this. Do we want to do the factory or the tropical map, guys? What do you reckon? Probably been talking too much, so tuning out. Factory, all right. The music is good. Every level has a different song, which suits each of them very well. Factory, yeah, sweet. We'll do Factory. Yeah, you're right. I wanted each song, Shepard, to have a different track. I don't want, like, I was using marketplace music, like just from the Unreal Engine marketplace, and that was cool. It held up pretty well. But like, the problem is I've heard that same music in so many games now. Like Pummel Party uses it. There was what's another game? Shell Corp uses it. It's good music, don't get me wrong, but when you start hearing it, in game after game, you kind of go, okay. So I wanted this to feel like completely original. So the only things that aren't like mine and Andy's is basically the input control. This is all done by I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but his name is Peter, and he's created this raw input plugin for the game, so that we can have raw input. So he's done a fantastic job on that plugin for the Unreal Engine community. So it's just a shame that Steam kind of block it. Let's jump in. You guys can hear the music from this, because if you're watching yesterday, or if you're playing yesterday, you wouldn't have heard it. Have you played before? Look, I'm going to go yes, so you don't have to look at the crappy tutorial. But basically, I want to make this as involved as possible. So that means that when you move, you actually have to platform your way to your destination. When you do a dice roll or whatever, like your movement turn, there's two options. You can either choose a dice, or you can choose like a movement wheel. Movement wheel is obviously skill-based for those who want skill-based movement, and the dice roll is for those who just want the traditional style of board game, like in Mario Party and Pummel Party and everything else, which I want to cater to all of that and let people customize how they play their board game, because I don't want to be like, oh, but that doesn't work, so I'm not going to put it in. I'll be like, well, you know what, you guys can decide if you want that, if you think it will work or not. So anyway, this little mini game here, when you got multiple people, it's basically you hit the corresponding button when it stops. So I hit X, right? And the fastest person to hit it, they get to go first. However, that's only for the first round. So after each mini game, whoever the winner is, they will get to go first. But I'll make that a toggleable option as well, just in case people don't really like that idea. All right, so we can view the map here. This is still this is super early. I only just added this in the other day, just quickly. It's been a bit fiddly to get this stuff working. The map is still super work in progress. Like, look at this super high detail, you know, modeling. This is all modular as well. So when I was designing the map, I designed it in Minds, with an editor in mind, so that players could kind of snap things together. Obviously this giant section here would be very difficult to make modular, so I actually modeled that as an entire thing. But all the walkways and all that kind of stuff, that's modular. The conveyor belt, that's modular, and it's a spline as well, so you can make it like curve and stuff like that. So, alright, let's do a move. I don't know, let's go, we'll go 1. Just to show off the different parts of the game. So obviously you can choose one or the other. There's normally a timer. The timer will be based on how many tiles you have to travel, so it'll look at the two, like, multiple destinations, and it'll go, well, what's the destination with the highest amount of time, and it'll pick that time. So yeah, so that's a thing. If you don't reach the destination in time, you go back to where you started. So you know, it shouldn't be too difficult anyway, but I'll have a modifier in that, so people can kind of make it more difficult or less difficult, or they can turn the timer off. There we go. Let's see how many points I can get in this. Thanks for the follow as well, Shepard. Muchly appreciated. You guys get to see how the pro does it, right? The person who plays like 1,000,000 hours of this game. So the concept of this minigame was pretty basic to do, early days. What's that? This level is a... it sure is. When there's lag, there is. When you play with lag, it's awful. But I've got to... it's mainly because I've got to synchronize the platforms. Their rotation's not synchronized, like the inner rotation, I guess, or the local rotation. So what ends up happening is, like, you'll see the host kind of sliding around, so it looks really weird, like they're kind of crab walking everywhere. Oh no, I fell. I certainly do have host advantage. Oh no! If you got any ideas for a survival mode on this one, I'm more than happy to listen. Like, I want you guys to be involved in this game as well. I want you to feel like you're part of it. You know, I've got plenty of ideas and stuff, but there's only it's only one brain. If I can get lots of brains into it, we can make a really cool game together. And if anyone's watching on the Steam chat, feel free to say hi so I know you're there. Because I can see there's like a couple of people watching, but maybe people don't know that you can actually open up the chat in Steam. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm just going to pause the video on there so it doesn't use my bandwidth. So, where do I want to go? I want to... You know what? I'll do one space again. I'll land on this, this central point. Now, I'm going to change how this wheel moves. Like, I don't want it to spin around because it's really jarring. Oh my god. That's embarrassing. So as you can see, because I didn't get to my destination, I go back to where I started. So this game is quite punishing. It doesn't hold your hand in any way, that's for sure. Enjoy the music. Obviously, this isn't a minigame that you play on your own. I mean, you could, just to see how high a score you can get. I will be introducing leaderboards. They're actually... The leaderboards are working right now. I just don't actually have them in the game, so I can see everyone's crappy scores. Oh no! Whee! Oh god. I think this minigame, it ends too soon, like the music it keeps going afterwards. Well, it ends the music too soon, sorry. I think it's meant to go for 2 minutes, not 1 minute 30. But I can adjust that for tonight's stream. That's pretty easy to do. Like, take me 2 seconds to do that. Oh god. Whee! Should make it so 10 points if you can land on the pipe on the outside if you die. What do you reckon? Although I think everyone will just catch fire and jump on these little platforms then. Yay, I won! So with the board game, it's pretty boring at the moment. It's quite literally a board game. Ha 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 ha. But like, I'm going to take a lot of inspiration from the life that Mario Party breathes into their board game. Like, they've got characters like NPCs in the world and everything, and they just make it so much more fun. Oh, hang on, what's this? Auto mod held a message for a reason. Oh, hang on a sec. I'm just gonna do this. Yep. Yeah, so Mario Party has like all these NPCs and they're kind of like dancing around and being all cool and fun and stuff. A lot of the other party games out there, they don't have that. They're kind of lifeless and boring. Sorry to the other party game developers, but hey, maybe you should listen. I've been analyzing this quite a bit. I played the hell out of the other games just to see what I do and don't like, and what I do and don't like about my game as well, even though it's a prototype compared to something that looks complete. But yeah, I really want to make this as fun as possible. I want to see all the party games just be as fun as possible. I play them all, so why wouldn't I want them to be fun? So yeah, just got to breathe life into it, make it as involved as possible, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to move. Let's see if I can actually get to my destination this time. Whoops. 5. Because I don't want to like die in there. Oh, you know what? I'm going to jump. Screw it. So like, yeah, you can do these little things here. So some of the shortcuts, you'll get bonus points and stuff. So it's a high risk, high reward kind of thing a lot of the time. You can even do things like this. Whoop. If I want to be really evil, replicate the balls from O-balls into cognitive collection, making it really hectic for survival. You know, it's a really good idea. I considered adding lasers, like in Laser Lunacy, to it. And just making it so that the platforms are kind of like they raise up and down and spin around and stuff like that. So I'm down with that idea. I think that's fun. Do I want to buy something? Yes, I do. Now the shopper's a bit broken at the moment, I think. Yeah, it won't let me move left and right, which kind of sucks. Let me just see if it works on the keyboard. No. So slow-mo. Now you don't get to use the item straight away. You got to wait till next turn to use it. Yeah, look, I'm going to do power mode because I'm not playing online with anyone. Power mode basically making amps into teleporters, hell yeah. I do want to like have items like that from music, so you know, collecting amps and guitars and picks. Like obviously we've got the plectrums in a level, or the pickups, which aren't actual pickups. But yeah, I want to have like those components, and maybe like you can move around the board and collect these different parts of a guitar, so you can build like a guitar, and then like, I don't know, maybe that's like the ultimate item that you got to get or something. So there's all these ideas I have for the board game mode, but I have to kind of like stick with one. Hey, look, that's cool. O-Dodgy, I mean, it may as well be called O-Dodgy. Because the Dodgy minigame, when you play it online, guys, it's laggy as hell. Just to quickly explain, actually, no, I'll do this minigame, and then I'll explain for all the new viewers in Steam what this game is. Alright, so let's get into it. I'm going to do power mode because, you know, I've got host advantage, right? And enjoy the music. If I fail this, by the way, we're going to come back to it so you can hear the music. Oh, I'm going to make this harder. That's too easy. So power mode is basically designed so you're meant to tap really, really fast. Like it'll give you a workout. And the camera moves really fast as well, as you can see. Oh god, okay, maybe I won't make it so you tap as fast. Oh, my eyes. Ugh. Oh god. Whew. See, we're already up to the lasers. Like, Manny, when you were playing yesterday, we didn't even get to those for ages. Oh god. Ah. My eyeballs are not liking this right now. Don't mind my weird grunts and groans. Oh god, get up. Go, go, go. Oh no, there's a friggin' thing. No! Oh man. So that minigame, funnily enough, is not actually finished. I need to add more stuff as you go up. Like, I want to have moving platforms that you got to kind of dodge as well. Just to add something a bit more interesting than lasers and girders and pipes and stuff like that. But the good thing is, it's, you know, it's like a complete thing right now. So I'm going to use an item. We'll go slow-mo, of course. I don't know where I'm going. I should just maybe look before I move. Now I'm going to add things like a fairy trail, which basically shows you where you have to go, or an arrow of some sort, so people who, you know, easily get lost, they can kind of see where they got to go. To use an item after you, you know, you've got it from your inventory, you hit X, now that's a slow down time. I'm going to make all that a lot more obvious that it's working. Now you can't actually go up here, so don't try that. Now obviously there's some platforming elements here, so you know, it's a little bit difficult. Now let's see if this works, because it should work for me, but yesterday when we tried it, it kept crashing whenever there are other players. I think I fixed it up because I think there was an infinite loop that was causing the crash. So this is basically a memory sequence minigame. So it's like you have to remember 1, then it does 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. So I don't run to 2 yet because I'll die. Because it resets back to 1 each round, right? See how good my memory is on next to almost nothing sleep. Now it's a lot slower pace than other minigames. It's a lot harder to understand this one as well. So I'm going to be trying to work with everyone to see, you know, what's the best way of explaining this to people simply. I mean, something I could do is like reset players back to their starting position each round or something, maybe. By the way, my memory's terrible, so feel free to laugh at me when I screw this up. Oh god. That. Alright, cool. Now you might see something interesting happen as well at some point, but I'm not going to tell you what yet. I'll just wait until it happens, and if it doesn't, I'll just let you know what it does. Oh crap, I kind of forgot where I... Oh no. Oh, that's there, hang on. That. Oh, Jesus. See, this is what I was gonna say. No. I think it was that. Yep. I'm gonna screw this up bad, guys. Like, this is good. I think... No. Oh, so when you got 8 players, right, it lights up all the different rings and it can get really confusing. Oh, I'm glad I got that working though. Like, I hope that it works when we do a stream tonight, because that will be hilarious for whoever's watching. It makes for some good viewing. Now, I want to go to... Now I'm going to make it so you can use the right stick to kind of like look around as well, and have like little icons pop up to show what different things are as well. make it as intuitive as possible so that players can kind of learn on the fly. I'll just go 1 because it... Oh, it skipped that. What the heck? Well, that sucks. Totally a feature. Oh, here we go. See how far I can go, guys. What do you reckon? Did pretty well last night online. Oh, that's loud. Woo! It would be hilarious if it hit the fan straight away. Now, another thing with this minigame, you can run really far forward, and what it'll do is force the camera to go quicker. So keep an eye on like the holes, because that'll give an indication as to the camera speeding up. Oh god, nope. Now, normally the characters are lit up. There's a bit of a bug at the moment, so I'll just have to fix that. Because it's kind of hard to see where the characters are, especially if you're like red or orange. Yeah, the camera kind of sped up then and it caught up to me. Oh. 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 Nope. Oh, it's too early to be playing this. Oh no. Don't think so. I'm sweating. I don't like sweating. It's funny, I can play lots of games and I don't sweat at all. Like I play Apex Legends and Call of Duty Warzone and stuff like that. Sometimes they make me sweat a little bit, but like this just... Whew, this gets the blood going. Oh god, nope. Now this is all procedural as well, like it's never the same every time you play it. There'll be similar components to it, but like number of saw blades per section, and you know what rotation the pipes are moving. That's all random and procedural. Obviously, when I say procedural, I just mean that like I control the difficulty of the different sections as you progress. If you don't see 1,000 meters, you'll be disappointed. My goodness. Oh, no, my brain. Oh, bleh. So, if you get motion sickness, maybe look away. Oh, this is where I get the sweats. Whew. Music's calmed down. Damn it. Don't you dare change direction, saw blades. Thank you. Here we go. Oh, the music just restarted. I need to make that a proper loop. Oh, you turd of a thing. You absolute turd. So as you guys can see, you can play this game on your own. Like we've played every minigame so far, solo, and it's perfectly fine. Obviously, it's way more fun with friends, but sometimes if you just want to play the game on your own, you can certainly do that. I don't know where I'm going. I'll go 3. Why not? Oh, he's so sad. So all the character sounds, they're all from me. Me doing these weird little screams like, and then I like throw it into Audacity, and I'll mess around with the sound a little bit just to kind of make it look like sound less like me. My girlfriend hates the screams though. So this one you can't really play solo. It doesn't work solo. But yeah, as you can see, obviously this would be way more fun with people. And kick the bombs around, you can collect items, all that kind of stuff, and it's just chaos. Still a work in progress minigame. This minigame is actually temporarily added to the demo for Metalheads. So if you're watching, I'll just give you the spiel. So Metalheads is a local or online multiplayer party game for up to 8 players. Obviously, you can play solo as well. I don't have bots in it, unfortunately. It is very complex to do bots for this kind of game, but I do want them. I do want to add, have the ability to do that. But anyway, there's board game mode, obviously, as you guys can see. There is a boss fight as well, where the winner of the board game or the quick game mode basically become a boss, and everyone else kind of can get revenge on them. So it's a nice little way of sort of rewarding the winning player by saying, hey, you get to be this badass now, you know, and go crazy on everyone else, but everyone else gets to work together and sort of team up on you and try and get revenge. And if you still win as a boss, I mean, you got bragging rights then. I'd rather have that kind of system in place than a stupid little thing at the end that's like, hey, you won the game, cool, and then that's it. You know, unlockables and stuff like that are certainly helpful as well. Achievements, all that kind of stuff I need to add into the game. I'm not a huge fan of having stuff locked. I like everyone to just access everything right from the get-go. I think that locking things is like an artificial way of forcing players to play even more. But the way I see it, players will play more if they've got everything unlocked anyway, because, you know, they've got everything accessible. It's a weird psychological thing, but I totally understand why things are locked in the first place. People do actually get satisfaction out of, you know, opening boxes and unlocking new things. It's kind of, it's an artificial reward. So anyway, I'll jump into this, and yeah. Now the kick function doesn't work at the moment. I can't actually kick bombs around, which kind of sucks. Yeah, it doesn't work. Okay. If you stand on top of these things for too long, that happens. Alright. Oh, you get yeeted and you get zapped. I still need to add some electricity effects as well, so that they kind of like follow the player. Makes him look like he's being sifted away from these boxes. The arena will change every now and then as well, or if you pick up an item that changes the arena. Obviously, you can pick up, drop these bombs, and boom, 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 boom. The bombs, like if I put a bomb here, for example, you'll see it can't get me on the other side. If I drop a bomb and I got a shield, it'll kind of yeet me away. Pick up these. Whee! I can pick up the teleporter thing here. Just teleports me randomly around the arena, which is kind of annoying if you pick up multiple, because they kind of stack on top of one another. Oh, if you can get to it. So now I've got two, and sometimes it'll be like boom, 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 boom. And you kind of lose track of where you are then. It's crazy. Obviously you can pick up multiple bombs. The bombs will trigger one another as well, so you can chain them. So if I go boom, 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 boom. Oh god, nope. Originally the arena for sudden death mode, what it would do is drop the tiles around the outside. That caused some issues, so I made it so that the tiles actually raise up around the outside and become kind of impossible to stand on. But it's still not finished. Like, you can basically stand up on the outside of the arena like right now, and you can just kind of hang around there for as long as you want. But what I'm going to do is make them turn red or something, just to be like, hey, if you stand on this, you die. You just catch fire or something. So I think that'll be a good little way of forcing the gameplay a little bit if there's, you know, not many players left. And obviously this music's amazing. Once again, created by Andy Gillian, the composer behind Metalheads, the composer behind, the composer and lead guitarist behind Mors Principium Est, and his solo album called Never After. Yay, I'm gonna kill myself now because, you know, that's all I can show you of this. Now there is a, I'll just explain some of the pickups in that mode in a second as well. When it lets me turn down the music. What's it doing? Is it broken? Nope. So yeah, that mini game, you've got curse items. You've got, you saw that there was a golden item there, which basically gives you shields, maxes out your bombs. You've got the curse items, which actually, they shrink you. or it might reverse your controls, or it might teleport you somewhere, or do something random. So there's lots of ideas I want to really do with that to mix it up. So I'm quite excited to make the blasted minigame into something pretty fully fleshed out, so people can create their own arenas and stuff like that as well for them, which I'm pretty interested to see. Where are we going? We'll go with 6. I don't know where that takes me, but good. It's actually where I kind of wanted to go. So the reason I wanted to go here is because, see these little crashes on the left? The yellow tiles will trigger events. Now it's not that obvious when you land on them, but see how the crashes are kind of going 1, 2, 3, 4. So every 4 seconds they go. But if I stand on this, it'll actually change to 3, I think, or 2. And it'll shorten that time, so it basically makes that shortcut a little bit more difficult. I'm gonna do... Look, survival mode on this gives you 1 life. I'm not gonna do that for the purpose of the stream, but it's really funny when you do have lots of people and you just want to get through the game pretty quickly. Obviously, I don't take the game too seriously, or the game doesn't take itself too seriously, so there's, you know, names of mini games called O Balls and Blue Ball and Get Pucked. See, that's why I didn't do survival mode, because I got yeeted. If you play this one online, it's pretty laggy. I do have some methods I want to put in place to make it less laggy, so you've got that to look forward to. Basically, I just need to synchronize the ball and make it seeded rather than everything happening on the server and then updating on the clients. I can just give the clients the same seed as the server, and basically the clients can do it all on their side. And then maybe synchronize it every now and then just to make sure everything's all good. And by doing that, it just means there's less lag. It does open up possibilities of cheating, but honestly, like, if somebody cheats in this, just, you know, when admin controls and stuff, you just kick them out of the game. Like, it's just, it doesn't matter. Like, nobody's gonna want to cheat in this, and if they do, they're a loser. So this game it's mainly to be played with your friends, but obviously, you know, you meet up with people online and create little groups. Like, I've got a few people in the Discord who have been organizing a few games in the past together when I didn't even know about it, just because they're in the same time zone. And they get to experience a non-laggy version of the game then. So feel free to jump in the Discord, guys, and be part of the fun that happens here. And if you want, you can actually be part of the stream. If you're watching, jump on the Discord. I'll try and post a link for you now, so just bear with me. I'm going to switch over to my my camera here. So here we go. Alt-tab out of the game. Alt-enter the game, maybe. There we go. Gonna grab you guys a bit of a link to the old Discord. Now, I'm gonna get the Discord server verified soon enough. I just need... I don't know the full process. It's a little bit weird. So just bear with me while I do that. Steam. I'm just going to the game page at the moment, guys, just so I can post you guys a link if you're watching the live stream right now. There you go. Discord. Boom. And if you guys want, follow me on Twitter and Reddit and all that kind of stuff as well. Like, all the links are on the store page here anyway, so if you want to check that out, go for it. It's kind of hard to do all that while I'm doing a live stream, but you know, I'll figure that stuff out eventually, I think. So we'll jump back over into the game here in a second. Bear with me. Game. Yay. Full screen. Yay. Now it's going to lag a little bit at first just because I switched over from the camera to the game. Just a bit of an issue I'm running into, but that's okay. All right, where are we going to go? So every time you go past the start point as well, you'll get extra points. Obviously the points are not showing up on the screen at the moment, just because they're broken as hell. For all the mini games, ends the board game. You know, you'll think that you've won and then somebody else actually wins, which kind of sucks in the mini games. I'm gonna get squished, yay! Because why not? It's funny. Everyone wanted to see that, right? Oh, well, I can't play this on my own. What I'll do, I'm going to do a little bit of a hacky thing. Go back to lobby, and then I can go back into the board game and it should skip it for me. I can also actually change over to the dice. I might do that. Just so you guys can see that there is actually a dice. Or a die. And you'll see, just because of the way I've set up the board game and it's all alpha and everything, that I respawn back at where I was. So I can throw the dice. Bye. Well, don't know what that landed on or where it's going, but yeah, that seems legit. You know something I haven't tried here is to go here. Oh, by the way, you can see the timer now. So the timer works for the dice, just not the other thing at the moment, apparently. Would I like to buy something? Yes, of course I would. Yeah. And so you'll see that there's items in the item shop that are relevant to the dice. That's all I've got in the item shop at the moment in this prototype. I haven't got anything for the wheel because the wheel's only very newly added. But double or nothing, obviously, you can roll a dice that allows you to do double or nothing, and if you roll it and it lands on nothing, well, you don't move, which kind of sucks. So it's a bit of a high risk, high reward type thing. Let's do some laser lunacy. If you guys in the Steam chat have any questions, feel free to fire away. I am actually live. It's not a pre-recorded thing, by the way. Not like a lot of the streams on the Steam Game Festival. There's a few developers that I've seen that are actually live, so you know, go check them out. Just ask them in the chat if they're actually live, because there's a lot of pre-recorded stuff, and that kind of sucks because the whole idea of this festival is that it's community-based, and you know, the developers kind of interact with their fans. I don't like that most of the streams aren't live. I don't mind that the official Steam stream is not live. Oh my god, hang on guys, hang on. I don't mind that stream is not live because I can kind of understand why that isn't. If something goes wrong, for example, it's kind of crappy when they got 50,000 people watching them. So I'm thinking about adding a head button to the game. Sorry, a head bang button. Just for players who want to muck around a little bit. I think it'll be fun. Or maybe for players who are idling, the metal head just automatically starts headbanging. But there's not much idle time in this game. Oh god. Alright, okay. This is easy so far. At least I don't have other players like getting in my way and stuff. Like when you play with other people and they respawn as a ghost and they're all trying to block you. Oh, it's infuriating. But it's funny. It's really funny though. Oh god. Yep. Oh, you damn lasers. It's like they know where I'm going. Piss off. No. Why does it stop when I go to jump it? So I want to have multiple arenas per minigame as well, so it'd be really cool to maybe do a square arena with square lasers and stuff like that. Oh no. No! I feel trapped. I feel very trapped. Oh my goodness, no! Oh, I'm sweating. No, don't die now. Don't die now. We've got to... Is the survival mode gonna kick in? Yay! Dun, 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 dun. So yeah, in survival mode, survival music will kick in. And you get this crazy, like, action-packed music. Oh god! Oh. I did a dead. I'm dead. So, I mean, I've been playing the game quite a lot, obviously. I'm making the game. It is a solo developed game, so I get to play it thousands and thousands of hours. So that's why I live for so long. But if you think that you can beat me, please do, because I will see your leaderboard scores. You can't. But I will see your leaderboard scores for that minigame. And I think I might post it on Twitter. and give you a shout out for being awesome, because if you can get that far, you're damn good at this. All right. Oh, I don't know what it's gonna be. Thanks, thing. Whoops. Well, it was obviously a double thing, and you can see the dice that updates shows that there's like up to 12 moves now. Yeah, and you'll see that there's a timer. Like that wasn't showing up before. It's just not set up for the actual wheel, that's why. Oh god, I better move. No, I'm gonna screw it up. 3, 2, I got it. Oh, whew. Now you can actually place traps in the level as well. So I want the levels to have that ultimate chicken horse feel where you can like get obstacles and traps and all that kind of stuff and place them down. I think that'd be really cool. Now this is all super placeholder. It's like really basic. I just want to make sure that everything's working before I go ahead and make it look pretty. So this is just like the end round or end board game screen. It's like, what is happening? That was strange. Now if there are other players, they would kind of like teleport up into the air as well. And then we go into a boss battle, which, oh, it's gonna do it, but it's for some reason loading the old boss battle, which is weird. Or the old boss arena. Very, very strange. Well, you get to see like the early version of the boss arena. But there's nobody fighting the boss. But I can at least show you his abilities. I'll let you enjoy this epic frickin' music. Now, as you can see, I drain energy as I move. So eventually the boss in the normal, like the new arena that I made, they will have to move towards the center of the arena. And they'll have to recharge, which leaves them vulnerable. But I'll explain that when I actually get the boss mode up and running. You can shoot, you can slam, you can also do like a spinning attack, but I wanted to show you this. You can charge your cannons by holding X, and then just go to town. Actually, I can't charge. No, I can't, damn it. Oh well. Oh, and yeah, there's a bug. So yeah, see the little green things on the outside. This original mode, the players had to like go to those 2 valves. I can't run across the middle because I changed the boss so they can't like step over anything that's like a centimeter high. So you'd have to like switch on the valves, then go to this this thing here. And the boss would have had to have gone to the middle to recharge, and then like players can pull that lever and fire comes out of the pit. I'm just gonna let the music play and I'll shut up for a bit. Now, something else I'll mention, I think the music is looping now. Something else I'll mention is when you run out of power, you'll move really slowly. That is the song. There you go. You guys got to see like the super early version of the boss battle. But I'm really excited to show you guys the new arena. It looks sweet. Actually, you know what? I could show you guys in this stream. So what we'll do, I'm actually gonna, yeah, I'll go back to the main menu. I'm gonna quit out of the game. I'm gonna go to the desktop. I'll switch over to my webcam here for a second. I'm gonna actually open up Unreal Engine here. I'll show you guys the boss battle in the engine, just because I feel like you guys kind of missed out on that then. I don't want you guys to miss out on anything. Gonna have some water. So I'm dying of heat in here, it's disgusting. I might turn this light on, there we go. And yeah, that's cool. So if you guys have any questions or any suggestions for the boss battle as well, like at the moment, I'll show you, I'll explain it once I load Unreal Engine. But at the moment, basically, the boss battle is still work in progress. I want to make it like as epic as possible. And I want to have multiple boss battles as well. Sorry, I'm just opening everything. That's why I'm not looking at the camera. So yeah, I want to have like different types of bosses. I want to eventually have custom bosses as well. I think that'd be really cool. You know, when you customize your character, you'd be able to create a custom boss that sort of ties to that character, or maybe you get the pick from that boss in the tutorial screen, in like before the boss fight actually happens. And they'd have like different move sets and stuff like that, so you can actually choose from different moves that are relevant to that boss. So I think that'll be really, really cool. Help mix up the gameplay a little bit as well. So just gonna get into desktop mode here in a second so you guys can see the desktop. There we go. Hopefully my face isn't like chugging like crazy. But this is Unreal Engine. Just gonna minimize that screen so I can actually see the stream. Yeah, there's Unreal Engine, yeah, this is kind of like right now I'm actually in the falling apart game mode. This is a sequence that it does. This is the kind of stuff that I do to make these things work. You know, you got this random sequence. It basically picks, it goes through this. If it's not the practice mode, it'll go through this and just pick one of these at random, and then eventually it'll get to a point where it's like, hey, we're up to like. We've done so many patterns, so we're going to jump in here and do some really crazy stuff. Although it's really bugged at the moment because it's just kind of picking random stuff anyway. But yeah, like it spawns something like a pattern, then I can go into the actual thing that generates a pattern. And you can see it's just a mess of wires. That's basically how Metalheads is made. Like this blueprint system here, it's all like dragging nodes around and connecting things, and you know, like there's a lot that goes behind the scenes. So rather than programming, like I could actually, if I wanted to, I can click on any of this stuff, and I can open it up in Visual Studio, which is like a programming system, like all software, and you can go in and change things because all of this stuff, like it's all like C++ code, and it's kind of like packed into this tiny little box, which you see on here. So anytime I double click it, it basically opens up that code in the Visual Studio, and I can go in and modify it, or you know, copy the code and do whatever I want. So that's really cool. I'm actually going to go to this boss battle that I said I was going to go to, but first I need to enable it. So bear with me. Where art thou, boss battle? Boss fight. Oh, I didn't enable it. That's probably why it didn't load. And let's just, yeah, we'll go into there. Why not? I'll just make this full screen. Boom, boom. Yeah, it's going to run a bit slower here. What does the melee setting do? Oh yeah, so the melee setting, it allows the character to like slap the other characters. It was like very slapped in there. It's a very prototype kind of thing, just to muck around a little bit. Kind of like knocks the other players away a little bit and stuns them for a bit. But I'll make it a little bit more obvious in the future, because I'm going to add fingers to the characters rather than them having like little sock hand looking things, just so that they can grab items. And you know, I'm going to make it so like when you do your melee attacks and stuff like that, you can actually block. But you know, it's way more pronounced, it's way more obvious when the characters, you know, try and attack the other players. So I think that'll be fun to do. So what am I doing? I gotta go offline here. Gonna go into the boss fight. You know what? I can kind of show the boss fight. Just bear with me. I'll connect another controller up if I can find one. Got like 8 of them somewhere, but I've got to get the cables for them, and they are floating around somewhere as well. I'll be back in a sec. Oh. Bow, bow, bow. I'm sure you guys are loving my beautiful vocals right there. Funnily enough, I can actually sing and scream. I just choose not to a lot of the time. Now, hopefully, I just plugged this controller in, by the way. It's let's see if this actually works. Oh, there you go. So yeah, the game supports hot plugging as well. Hot plugging is where you just pick up a controller, plug it into the computer, and away you go. Yeah, so we'll see if this actually... What just happened? It's frozen. Okay, what did I do? Let's see if it recovers from this. I don't know what it just did. Oh yeah, okay. That's a thing that happens in the editor when you plug in a controller, by the way. It just, for some reason, takes forever. So this is a boss fight. Let's jump in. Let's show you guys what I've got so far. Now, this is going to be improved by the end of the week. When I'm not streaming, I'm going to be working on bug fixes and, you know, obviously getting the boss fight working and stuff like that. So the boss fight is the main priority. I really want to show that off for you guys. Oh, I don't have the music going. Hang on a second. Let's fix this. Let's fix this. We need to fix this. And you can see the little metalhead's got a wrench at the moment. I'm tempted to give him like a guitar and he's holding it by the neck. Make it an axe guitar. Alright, I'm gonna restart. We're gonna put some music on. There we go. As you can see, there's like a whole bunch of debug text that shows up in the corner as well. Fall Guys has big yeetus. This guy has 2 big yeetuses. And he shoots out of him as well. I think I win. So yeah, the idea of the boss, you know, he stomps around. The first round of this is the players trying to just avoid the boss, basically. Like, they've just... Never mind that. They've got to avoid the boss. You know, get the hell out of his way. He's got this energy bar. He can use as much of that as he wants. He's got like the spin attack that he can do. I'll just show that on the player. That's not meant to happen, by the way. The player is stunned because I just haven't turned something off. I'll explain that. If I go here, boss can do his little dunk. That'll knock the player away. Player's kind of dizzy. They've got to like tap A to get out of it. I'll have a prompt that shows up for that. Player can swing his little... Oh no, it's not letting me do it. Yeah, it's not letting me do the attack because... Oh yeah, there we go. And swing his little wrench and hit the boss. You can hold down the attack and it'll just keep doing it. And as you can see, the green bar will drop down. So yeah, the boss can like stomp around, do his attacks. It'll use up all of his energy and eventually he'll start moving real slow. That exposes him to the players. He has to get to the middle, onto this very central platform, hit Y. He goes into charging mode. Players have to like run over to these things here, and there'll be like a button mashing mini game. Also, the boss can tap A to like recharge quicker. As you can see, yeah. So yeah, when the players go over to those pillars, or actually when the boss charges, right, the middle platform will cause, like, it'll basically be a bubble of electricity and the players can't get anywhere near the boss. He's protected while he's charging, right? So if they go near him, he'll be, like, you'll get electrocuted like you saw at the start there, and the player will probably get launched away some distance, maybe this far away, and they'll get stunned for a few seconds, so it gives the boss a bit of an advantage there. So what players can do instead when the pillars come up is, they go to these pillars and they have to do a button sequence. So it might come up with B and then you got to hit Y and then A and then, you know, it just does a random button sequence and you got to, you know, press those until it overcharges the pillar. Now that has to be done at each of these pillars. Now obviously if there's 8 players versus 1 player, that changes balancing significantly. So what I'll do, if there's 1 player, they just have to go to each pillar, hit 1 or 2 or 3 buttons instead of like 6 or 7. And then basically it'll overcharge that pillar. And if there's 8 players, they might have to hit like, you know, 7 or 8 different button combinations before it'll actually work. So obviously, if they're all working together, it's going to be kind of easy to do for them. Now that won't hurt the boss. It will just cause the boss to kind of shut down. And it allows the players to get up close, and while the boss is trying to recover by, you know, rapidly tapping A, the players can basically wail on him with their little wrenches and smack him. Yeah, so I think that'll be really fun. Something I wanted to add as well is like being able to like knock off the actual components of the boss. Like, as you can see, I'm kind of like running through it. You'll see the boss start smoking when they reach a certain point of health. But yeah, I wanted it so that you can like knock off the different limbs, and then after doing that, like the boss can't use that particular limb. The boss is going to have more than just the current moveset as well. Like, you're not just going to be able to slam and do that kind of stuff. Like right now, if I slam, I'm not going to hit the player. He's stunned, right? But he's like A button attack. He does that. X will shoot these. It's just a standard, you know, quick shot. Holding X for a few seconds does like a stun shot. If the player gets hit by those, they just get stunned for a period of time. If the boss holds down X even longer, that's when they do this crazy rapid fire thing. So it becomes a bit of a bullet hell mini game. If the boss hits B, obviously they do their spinning attack that you guys saw earlier. And if they hit Y, like obviously not on that center point, Y will do a different attack as well. I've got attacks sort of mapped out, I just can't remember them. And also, I was going to make it so if you hold the buttons, or maybe if you hit like, if you hold down left trigger or something and then hit a button, it does a, like it opens up a bunch of secondary attacks. So one thing I really want to do is opening up a whole bunch of lasers, like around the bottom of the boss. He kind of like raises his arms in the air, like he's doing a pirouette. And he can kind of like spin around, like you can control the spin on the boss. But basically, it allows all these lasers to beam out in every direction, and players just have to kind of avoid them. I think that'll be really cool. Things like doing a leaping attack as well, I think will be really fun as well. A shockwave, I think that was what the Y button was, actually. So players just have to, you know, jump that shockwave. It would just knock them back and stun them to keep them off the boss so that he can do his ranged attacks and kill the players. There would be like a leaping attack, which is like a jump slam. It would be like really well pronounced, like you know it's coming, but if you get hit by it, like you're screwed. You get dead. I'm sort of deciding still if the players should actually get killed when they get shot, or if you know, they just get knocked down and then other players can help them up. But I fear that would make it really unbalanced for the boss. Like, I think it'd make it really hard for him unless I like upped his energy level based on the amount of players that there are, which I'll probably do anyway, actually. So he can recharge. Player can come over here. Doesn't do anything right now, and that's what I got to work on this week. Hopefully, it won't take too long. Might do it this afternoon, even. Who knows? Yeah, and then the boss can freaking. They can just wreck this little dude. Boom! Bye, little guy. He's out of here. Now, I don't know if the game will end at this point. I think it's that's another thing I gotta work on. But at least you guys get to see a little bit more of the arena. It's pretty cool looking. I think so, anyway. Anyway, I'll get out of that. You guys have seen the boss mode now. Go main menu. I'll just Alt F4. That's easier. Yeah, and we get back into the engine. So what do you guys think of that? Any ideas, any suggestions for the boss mode? You know, feel free, let me know. I'm keen to discuss it with you guys. You know, as I said, I want to make this the best I can possibly make it. So, yeah. Now, is my camera showing up on the stream at all? I can't see it. Let me just have a look. Oh yeah, it is. It's probably just super choppy. Just do that for a bit. All right. I think that'll pretty much wrap it up, unless you guys want to see me do some development work. But honestly, I can't concentrate while I'm live and doing development work. I have tried that before, and it was just crap. I couldn't do anything. But yeah, I do want to show you actually. I'll open up Blender. Yeah, never mind my super messy desktop, by the way. It's awful. Gonna open up Blender. So this is what I use to do all the 3D modeling. I'm actually trying to learn the new version of Blender at the moment. So I go into the arena here. And you can see there's quite, like, I've made all these different copies and duplicates. The arena was originally a circle like this. It didn't have any of these little ridges or anything. It was just a flat circle. Actually, this is it here. That's how the arena starts, right? And then you kind of flesh it out from there and try and make it as good as possible. You know, obviously these little bits here, making this all work. You know, these, let me just isolate this for a bit. I think, whoops, wrong thing to... See, I'm still learning the new version of Blender, so it's awkward because all these shortcuts from the previous version are different. It's kind of annoying. The reason I'm learning the new version of Blender as well is because the characters, when I exported them out of the previous version, what happened is they're actually like 0.08, like they're 8 centimeters high basically within Blender. And when I go into Unreal Engine, I have to like scale them up by 100 times. Well, not 100 times, but anyway, I have to scale them up, and it causes issues at that point, like with the physics and stuff, and Unreal Engine doesn't like it too much. So right now the physics like models on the, or the physics capsules and stuff like that on the actual players, they're bugged. So that's why, like, when we're playing, the characters kind of like flip around and carry on, and they look kind of stupid when they die, which is fine, but it means that I can't add things like components and capes, and you know, it makes it hard to add animations to the characters as well, because like the more animations I make for the game with the current character, the harder it's going to be when I have to convert you know, to using the new version of Blender like I am now, because I have to redo all of those animations again, which really sucks. I don't like that at all. But I'll get there eventually. I want to have capes, I want to have clothing and stuff like that, so you guys can customize your character as much as possible. I really want to have dreadlocks, probably made of like little bolts or something like that. I think that'd be kind of fun. Yeah, so I want to add like a whole bunch of character customization and stuff to the game, so I think that'll be super fun. Manny says, looks amazing, plus pretty sure Metalheads is the only party game with a boss battle at the end that I know of, at least. You are correct, good sir. I've done plenty of research, and there is... Mario Party does actually have a boss battle, but it doesn't allow the player to play as the boss. Like, you're all just gang up on the boss and you do this kind of boring boss battle. It kind of sucks, actually. I thought it was cool when I first saw it. I was like, oh my god, they got a boss battle? What? I didn't know about this. I think it was in like Mario Party 7 or something. I can't remember, but yeah, it just felt shallow. I was like, well, this is dumb. Like this, I mean, it was for kids, so I'm not going to expect too much, but I wanted something that was a little bit more involved, a little bit more challenging, a little bit more old school, like your Bowser battles in Mario 64 and stuff like that. So I really wanted to do that. So yeah, for example, this is that central arena thing that I did. So you kind of, you know, you make like a few of these circles, like this one here, and this one here, and then you put something in the middle and you duplicate it around in a circle, and then you got these little nodes, which I'll actually have like electricity coming out of, and they'll kind of like shimmer as they're electrified and stuff like that. Same goes for like the blue ring around the outside here as well. These hatches, like they are individual objects. You would have seen them when I was doing that the stream within the engine. They open up, and then the towers kind of come up from underneath them. So that's cool. If I go to this here, yeah, it's over here. Now the process generally, this is what I wanted to show you. The process normally is like, you go in here, you model the thing, then you have to, let's go into UV mode. Then you have to unwrap the model. As you can see, it's actually unwrapped. So this is like skinning. Like if you take a cube, for example, it'll turn into a T shape. That's kind of cool that happens. I'm just gonna open something in the background while I'm talking. So yeah, you get this model, you skin the model. I've just done a rough skinning here, so it's pretty basic, but you can literally right click it here, you go to UV unwrap faces, smart UV project. This is sort of like the lazy man's way of doing it. You can go in and correct things as well, which I tend to do from time to time, because sometimes like it'll take these big chunks here and it'll make them really small in here to fit all the like the tiny little seams and everything, and that can be really kind of crappy. So you know, I go okay, and it does that for me. It's all mapped out, and as you can see, it kind of position things into their own what you call islands, so they've got their own unique UV or texture space. So what I do then, I would you know, drag this over to, well, the center point here, which, you know, make sure it's at location 000. I'd export it out, and then what I do, I go over into Substance Painter. I'm not going to save that because I don't need to. So Substance Painter, I've just opened up here. Once again, this is kind of the lazy way of doing things. I would then, you know, go new, select the mesh that I want to select. Now, obviously, I've got all this stuff already here, so I'm just going to go to we'll go to the electric floor. It's kind of simple. Actually, Boss Arena, we'll do that. Excellent. So, and if you've got like an already existing normal map and stuff like that, you import and mesh normal maps and baked maps for all materials. If you already got that stuff, you add that. But I'm not. This isn't a tutorial anyway, so I'm gonna go okay. You know, oh, that's the old mesh. Wrong one. Whoops. Which one is it? Where the heck is it? Boss Arena electric floor. I don't know where it is. No, maybe it's this. Oh God, I don't know. What? Well, that is interesting. Look, I'll just do the where the boss fights. Here it is. Here it is. Derp. Arena floor. And you can see I've got arena floor block out, or BO. So I've done that. Hit OK. And there you go. I've got my arena floor. Now, normally you wouldn't actually model these little things in. Like, this is just a quick and like a really quick way of doing it. What you would actually do is that mesh would be completely flat, right? This is for optimizing the game and making sure that there's not like a huge amount of polys on the screen. You'd make that all flat. All these little details that I've got in the floor, the player can't see the actual depth of these. Like, there's no point in having that in there, right? Because you can't see that. This is stupid. But for something quick and easy, it's a good way to sort of block things out to get a feel of what it's going to look like, and that's why I did that. So anyway, I can I'm in Substance Painter here. It lets me paint directly on my model. I'm in the wrong material. There we go. As you can see up the top here, like glow is like the little trims around the outside here. So now that I've selected a matte, I can actually paint on all of this right now. Okay, so that's really cool. I'll put a happy face. All right, so the cool thing is about this program is it's got smart materials, and smart materials, what it does is it looks at edges and all that kind of stuff, and it tries to like make them look worn and that kind of thing, and you can really do some cool stuff with this program. So for me, it's super efficient to do it like this, and if I want to, you know, add stuff to it, then I will. But first and foremost, I have to set everything up. So I have to make sure that the lighting is probably as close to Unreal as possible, because what it was on was more if you're going to show something off, like a render of some sort. You go bake textures. Now, I don't think I've got a high poly mesh of this, but if I did, what I would do is I can actually add that in here. I'll just see if I do have one, actually. Arena floor, I don't have a high poly mesh. So we just use the standard mesh here. And what it does is it bakes on like sort of curvature detail and you know, ambient occlusion and stuff, like where it's sort of in the corner, it makes it darker and that kind of thing. And you'll see the mesh will actually look a little bit different once it's baked. So it looks a little bit more crisp and kind of cool looking. So you'll see in the corners it's added like this. Hang on, I'll just get rid of this. It's added like this kind of shading. I don't know if you can see that on the stream. Oh yeah, you should be able to. And same with these grooves and stuff. Like, it's pretty subtle, but it does add that kind of stuff there. It just gives it a little bit more depth to the scene. But that all that information actually helps. It allows me to then go over to, I might bring this over here so you guys can see. Allows me to do things like going to the smart materials here. And I can select one of these smart materials, and you can see there's a lot of them. I can even make my own smart materials through Substance Designer or within Substance Painter here as well. But for example, if I got steel actually, I'll get yeah, look, I'll just do steel. I can just drag that over and it just slaps the texture on. Already it looks significantly better, right? You can even change the resolution of the texture. So you can go over into texture set here. You can make that 4K or, you know, 256. So it looks super blurry. But it depends on the style of your game. I mean, 256 by 256 textures might actually suit your game, and obviously it'll run better. For this game, I could probably even get away with 1024 textures rather than 2K, which is what I'm using. Most games, I believe, use 2K textures, at least for a large thing like this, because obviously when you're up close to it, it kind of looks blurry and dumb and that kind of thing. Yeah, so now you'll see there's this weird, like, you know, stitching looking thing happening, and that's because this material, it's looking for the edge of the texture, and because the texture is low res and I haven't created a what do you call it? I haven't created a high resolution model of this mesh. It can't like approximate like the edges properly, so it's creating this weird kind of thing along the outside. But I'll make it 4K just to emphasize my points. I can then go in and I can add rust and stuff to the edges. So I could go into this here, and I could maybe go. We'll add a fill layer. So I'll make that fill layer brown. Make it, I don't know, kind of a rusty look. Looks like turd, not rust, but you'll see what I'm doing here in a second. So I can then go to the black mask, and what that does is it basically says, no, we don't want that texture anywhere except for where I've painted white on this mask. So I paint white, it shows up, right? Cool. I can actually go in and add a generator, and the generator, what that does, there's only a few of them at the moment because I haven't added any plugins or anything to this. I can look for metal edge wear, for example, or I could look for dripping rust or dirt or, you know, any of this kind of stuff. Now that's just a few of those, or I can go over to, where is it? Let's see if I can find this for a second. Not brushes, filters, no. I can never remember where this is. I think it's smart masks, yeah. So smart masks, it has like a whole bunch of these cool procedural things that it can do. So edge rust, for example, I want to add that. So I'll then, oops. I can then add that over here, and you can see that it kind of added like this rust around the outside here, and already it looks a bit better, like nothing special, but it does look a little bit better. And yeah, like I could also add another mask if I wanted to. I could make the edges blurry, so I could, you know, throw that in there as well, and then it adds this kind of soft looking muddy appearance to the rust, like it's been there for a while. And there's dirt. Now I could also add a ground dirt thing, and it'll look at the height of the mesh, and it'll, you know, it'll add these little splatters of dirt, and you can randomize that. It's all procedural. You can make it more or less, and then you can go on, you can paint it. If you don't like what it looks like, you can go in and choose a different brush and paint it how you want, which is really cool. So I could go in and it's not going to let me do it, no, because I got a procedural thing. So I got to add a paint layer. So I go into here and I go bonk. Now I can paint the rust. So yeah, that's really cool. And what I would do in this particular instance, I would actually look for these little edges here, and I'd probably, you know, look at areas where rust might gather, and oxidization and that kind of stuff, which would be in these little cracks and corners and stuff like that. And you can actually end up making this look really cool. Not that this is looking really cool at the moment, but it's certainly better than just this white texture. Yeah, and obviously you can do a lot with it. And when you see the finished model, like this is, I'll go to the actual mesh that I created. Main stage, I think this is it. No, that's what? Nope. Party game. Oh, my girlfriend's home now, I think. So the garage door is going to open. I might have to mute the audio in a second because it may be extremely loud. I don't know. Maybe she will go the front door rather than the garage door, because we're living in a garage, right? We renovated a double lockup garage at her parents' place, and that's where we're living. So if we go to boss fight, charge arena, yep. Let's show you what the actual model is, and there you go. Like that's what I've got it as at the moment. As you can see, like the stripes are really like low quality and that kind of stuff. That's just, you know, you don't really see that in the game though, because you're so far away. So that's really cool. So if I go to this, I'll up the resolution, it'll probably crash. Hello. And it won't help it that much because like it's just the way the mesh is. It's not that great. As you can see, it's taking a while because there's quite a lot of information there. As you can see, I've got layers upon layers. But overall, like you wouldn't have noticed this unless you got really up close and personal. And now you can see that this is a significantly higher quality. And I could do the same with the trim here as well, because you can see like these edges kind of look like they're horrible because it's 1024 resolution. If I make that 4K, it'll make it look a lot better. But it's completely unnecessary for this game because you're not going to be that close to the texture. If it just gives you guys the general, whoop, it crashed. And that's what can happen. Like if you've got too much stuff happening, like I got Unreal Engine in the background, which chews up a lot of memory. I got a stream happening. I got a camera that's running through the stream. You know, eventually something's got to give, and that's what just happened. So anyway, I think I showed you guys a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I might do it again later. Depends on, you know, how well the stream goes and all that kind of stuff. But yeah. I'm just going to put you back over to the webcam so you can see my ugly mug. What do you guys think? You got any questions? You know, fire away. Like, I don't have many viewers at the moment because I don't know, maybe I haven't marketed the game very well or something, but hopefully we have as much success as the last game festival where I had like there was 4,960 something people watching, and it was the biggest stream of the event for some reason, which is really weird. I don't know how that happened, but it did. But if I can get that happening again, like it'll be amazing. It'll give some great exposure to the game because I need it. Like there's so many other games like Party Animal, for example. It's made by a team of people and it's an awesome game. Looks fantastic, plays fantastic, and I'm so jealous of them because they've made this wonderful looking game. It's so fun, it's so cute, and they're getting a ton of attention. And here's little old me, little solo developer making this party game, and just nobody's talking about it, nobody notices it, and it feels like screaming and nobody can hear you a lot of the time. So it'll be good to get some added exposure if possible. So feel free to spread the word, go on Reddit, you know, talk about it, go on Twitter, talk about it, all that kind of stuff. If you're streaming the game, let me know. I'll jump in your stream if I can. That'd be really cool. Probably not this week. I'd rather you jump into my stream. That sounds a bit, yeah. So I think that'll do. I will be streaming in, what's the time? Oh my goodness, I'll be streaming pretty soon actually. It'll be roughly 5.5 hours or so, 5 hours 20 minutes. So 6:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, plus 10 GMT. Oh, thanks, Shepard. That'd be awesome. Yeah, if you can get that on YouTube, that'd be amazing. I'd love to see you know, more people playing this game. It's always entertaining to watch people who haven't played the game before, you know, try and work their way around it. But yeah, I'll be streaming later, plus 10 GMT, Australian Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 p.m. Please be there. We'll have more people who'll be playing with me. So you guys, you'll see more of the kind of party atmosphere and the party behavior. Now, we'll be playing online, obviously, because, you know, can't have people over and stuff like that. But as a result of that, there's going to be lag for some people. If you guys try and play it online, there's going to be lag. That's the nature of the beast, unfortunately. I am working towards making the mini games as less laggy as possible because lag sucks. There's a lot going on in the mini games, so it's really hard to kind of optimize that and, you know, work on new content and all that kind of stuff. If you look at any of the videos that I did when I first started doing the online mode, man, that was painful. We had to Alt F4 constantly, you know, players were getting mixed up, just all sorts of bugs were happening, and I honestly felt like giving up at that point. It was awful. But thankfully, thanks to those streamers, these guys have been staying in the Discord, they've been helping test, and they've been streaming the game ever since the very first online test I ever did. And I can't thank them enough. Like they've been, you know, an absolute critical part of making this game what it is today. At least the online aspect of it, but also, you know, figuring out what's good in the mini games and what's not, and trying to balance things out so it's not too hard. Like, I don't want to hold your hand, but like I don't want to brutally like murder players in the mini games to a point where you just don't want to even play it. So Dark Souls. No, Dark Souls is awesome, just not for me. So yeah, I'm going to leave the stream. I'm going to have some lunch. I'm going to get to working on the boss fight, and I think I'll see you guys in the next stream. So I'm going to do a bit of a countdown. It's like a stream tradition of mine where I do the metalheads screaming, and it wouldn't be a metalhead stream if I didn't do a metalhead scream. It's like a tagline. So you guys ready for it? 3, 2, 1, finish! Rock on!